our generation isn't lazy, or the previous generation too. Like, it's not lazy. Like, the 20-year-olds aren't lazy. They just go, dude, the system sucks. What is up, everyone? How you guys doing today? Hope you like my plants behind me. If you're watching this on YouTube, what's up? If you're listening on the podcast, you can't even see the plants, but it's very planty right now. This video is called my prediction of what's going to happen in the next 5 years to this online space and why I'm personally doubling down in the online education realm. Just to kind of give some background, ever since I was about 20 years old, I've always had this, I've always kind of been in this world of education is changing. And personally, so I'm 29 right now. So this is like, we're looking at 10 years ago. I'm like an old man now. And I started to realize that, I remember doing the math with my dad, even if I get a job, I have to become a doctor or someone very highly paid to achieve the dreams and goals that I want. And at the time I was at school for neuroscience. And even if I got my bachelor's, which was 4 years and 50 grand, it doesn't include like everything else in between of travel. And that's if I just lived at home, which I didn't. And then after that, I'd probably have to get my master's or my PhD. And I remember even talking to all these people who were getting their master's or PhD. Or the other route is you go into get a business degree, but then what is a business degree? And then they're gonna be like, well, you want to become really smart, do this 2-year MBA. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks. And it's super expensive. And when I mean expensive, I mean like 50 to 100 grand I'm signing up for at the age of like 17, 18 years old. So I did my first year of university, and then I joined a network marketing company, and they started really talking about all these things. I remember coming with the first presentation of catching trends, and the company I was a part of was called Vima. It was like it was an energy drink company, and my eyes lit up. I mean, I was at a very dark place in my life. I just wasn't happy with who I was at the time, and I made the decision to obviously join. I think it was like $500 plus tax. So I ended up coming to like $600 or $570. My dad was like, is that a pyramid scheme? I'm like, I don't even know what a pyramid scheme is. But it was a good time, and I learned a lot about the mindset of the entrepreneur, the mindset of the go-getter, and how just because everyone's going down one way doesn't mean I have to go down that way. And then I went into my sales phase and door-to-door phase, and I came from a company where it was all about educating people differently than how university and college is. So I have a very firm viewpoint on how the education system is flawed. I think a lot of people can agree with that. So now I'm at the age of 29, and I'm realizing that this generation is saying, okay, everyone and their dog has a degree. And even if I graduate, I'm still gonna have to start at the bottom. And at the same time, I go on Instagram, there's a lot of people who didn't go to school and have exactly what I want from a business level, from an entrepreneur level, from a lifestyle level. Even if the person who goes, I want to make 70 grand a year travel in Thailand, how do I do that? No, that's not how it works, right? You got to get this office job. So our generation is starting to look differently. And then over the last 2 years, I've kind of downloaded my life into this online virtual space, and how people are making money, and how you can, and with COVID too, you can still get the same service done and the same job done, not having to go to an actual physical place. And I've built a multi-6-figure coaching business, barely meeting any of my clients, which is awesome. And for all of them, I've never had one angry client say, this sucks, this is horrible. I've never had that once. So it's a very, my perspective has shifted, and I want to put things in perspective. I came from one of the most traditional sales jobs in the world, door-to-door sales. Hello, how's it going? It's what I did, right? To moving to, I don't shake someone's hand, door-to-door, that's why I'm like, I'd rather knock on someone's door than make a phone call, because I can go see them, I can go look them in their eyes, I can go shake their hand, I can build that trust, that being in person rather than over a phone where they can't see me. So my prediction is this: over the next 2 to 5 years, over the next 5 years, the numbers of what they said is, let's just take the coaching and online. Well, let's take the online education space. It's supposed to grow 2.5x over the next 5 years. So it's about 2022. By 2027, it should grow 2.5x. So it's currently a $20 billion industry. So from what I'm getting, potentially a $50 billion industry, maybe 40. But even that, even double, right? It's pretty ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. I think a lot of our generation are starting to realize that the path that we're sold when we're little, which is go to school, get good grades, go to university, college, get good grades, get a job, 40 hours a week, buy a house, retire 40% of your income, go on a couple of vacations, once every couple of years, retire at 65. Like, I think that dream is the holes are being poked in. And we're starting to realize, like, that's a fantasy. That doesn't happen anymore. Like, you can't get a job at 80 grand a year, and even getting a job at 80 grand a year off the bat is not common. In Canada, the average home is $1 million plus, right? A little crappy condo is $500,000. So we're starting to realize, like, we got to choose a different path. And after being in this online space, I'm starting to realize that you have all these different options. What I believe is the online world will start to be the education place. There's obviously some honest and ethical people, and there's people that aren't, but that's in any space. That's in any world. So it has to be more, you could say, control at some level, which as time goes on, that's what usually happens. You start, the scams start to fly away, and there's more actual real institutions that start to get built. But what I believe is there's a lot more ways to make money in this new world. I know one guy who runs a YouTube passive income business where he shows people how to build income through YouTube. There's another person on how to build a drop shipping business through Amazon, and there's a whole path on there. And it's going to keep on extending. You see people on TikTok, they're going on live and people are throwing money at them, right? Even like a coach, right? I built my stuttering business, which is still running, where and I'm not a speech therapist, I don't preach on someone, but people don't care about that. All they care about is the result. You start to understand about marketing, right? And to me, it's like I dealt with my stutter, I overcame it, and I show people how to do it. And I built a multi-six-figure coaching business from that. I built a great, successful business with great clients, and there's a system to that. And I really believe that as people start to become more aware, the shift is going to start to happen. I think the shift's already happened. I mean, this really started to get moving maybe 2017, 2018, but I think with COVID recently from 2020 to 2022 or 2021, a lot of people are like, man, like the world we're going down is going to be all virtual. I just have to learn about it. I hate my online job, like my in-person job, like I even like traveling. To me, that like blows my mind now. I run 3 coaching calls a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Imagine if I had to book a room, I had to get people there 3 times a week. They had to drive down there. They had to find parking. They had to pay with gas prices, right? Right now, at least, it's ridiculous. They have to go down there. They have to find parking. They have to fight traffic. They have to sit there for an hour and a half, drive by. Like, that sounds ridiculous. Oh my God, who has time for that? My clients, they just jump on camera. They get the result, or they get the feedback, and they go home. They're not even go home, they just turn off the camera, and they go back to wherever they were doing. So I believe as time goes on, this is where the future is heading. My personal opinion. I believe the college university route, I think it's going to slowly die more and more and more, unless they show things like this. But then, how do you teach that? To me, I just feel like that shift is going to be so long. And I think the whole idea with university and college too, let's take university in Canada, it's like a lot of it is theory, a lot of it isn't as practical. Like at least with college, I go to college to become a plumber. Great, I can go get a trade as a plumber, right? Everyone and their dog has a university degree. We all know, a lot of people know that. And I'm not saying like, yeah, if you go to engineering and you have a software engineering job and you're more likely lined up, sure, for sure. But I think it's a different realm. It's a different place. And I think this is where this generation is going. This is personally why I am doubling down on this, is the education realm where people are going to go elsewhere to learn how to make money, to learn how to build a career, to learn how to build real valuable skills in this new age. I just think university is applying a formula that doesn't really work in this new world lifestyle that we're in. And if someone can make 150 grand, 200 grand online, take home 50%, they're living a great life. And knowing how to build that system, I think that's where a lot of people are gonna go. And I think our generation isn't lazy, or the previous generation too. Like, it's not lazy. Like, the 20-year-olds aren't lazy. They just go, dude, the system sucks. Even if I go down this path, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's why this change is going to happen. They're on social media all day long. They realize what's possible, what is capable. And I think this world is going to switch. It's not going to happen overnight, but I think you give it more time. And I think, that's why I've gone into the online coaching business, why I recommend it. If you have solved something in your life and you can show others how to do it, all you got to do is learn how to create the marketing and really build the company. And once you do that, you basically have the time freedom, financial freedom, the lifestyle that you want. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, of not just helping people with stuttering and being able to speak better, but also doing something similar that I did to create the lifestyle and freedom that they want in life. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm curious here what you guys have to say. Comment down below if you guys agree. If you don't agree, this is my belief. And I'm super curious to see where else it's gonna go. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, like, comment down below. Tell me, if you want to hear my opinion and my beliefs on other things, if there's other things that you guys want to learn, let me know. I'm sure to make them. All right, guys. Peace.